This is the oncoming storm. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and join our Discord. Come talk with us. Learn together. There are resources on our Discord that'll help you move forward. Today, I'm going to give you a couple pieces of advice. First off, if you want to do well in the Valley of Champions and build up a lot of merit, the only thing you should be focusing, one of the number one things you should be focusing on is hitting gates with multiple players on them. And whenever this comes up for this, make sure you hit confirm so it just keeps going. Now, in this case, I'm actually powered above these. So, but even if you're underpowered, it is quite possible, if not probable, that you will be able to get some wins. Now, that being said, one of the things that I'm asked quite often is, how is it possible that you sit and you're running a free-to-play account on a server that is still active, that still has at least 50 and probably well over 100 players, including ones that pay, that we're still doing okay. And as you can see, I am still free to play. I don't know if that was easy to see. There it is. Top up, $0. So we are moving forward this way. And one of the things that helps, first off, always take care of your banquets. If you're not in a banquet, you're messing up. You come through, your banquets come through, come and join another banquet. You should play the mini game. I'll come back and do that when I'm not on set green. Every time. Constantly keep the banquets going. And because of that, by constantly keeping the banquets going, you end up getting all kinds of rewards. You end up being able to save back things. And then whenever it comes time for an event to come around, you're actually able to do well enough to come in first. Now, another thing is that once an hour, you can have an opportunity to add up to 50 diamonds to your account. Once an hour. Now, most of you are familiar with the prisoners in the dungeon. You come into the dungeon, you go through, and if you don't know this, and what things are involved, that you can come down here, go through, and hit your things and get 50 diamonds from every prisoner you catch. Well, I'm not sure what you've been doing. There's even an entire video on how to do this and pick the right things. And we can do that. But I wanted you to see this time. All I'm trying to show you is that if you pick the right ones the whole way through without using a potion, you will still end up being able to come through, and you come up 50 diamonds ahead.
Give me a taste of the action.
Now, some people aren't even aware of that. But here's where it gets a little crazy. Collect. every time an hour passes, you have, and it's important, the collection time has to be beyond an hour. You hit claim. Now, in this case, I did not get a prisoner event. And here's what most people don't know. They think, oh, I hit collect, I'm done. I guess I just don't get a prisoner event. But if you go back in and you hit claim again, and you don't even have to wait for the food to be there. You get to a prisoner event, and you can do this every hour. It's important. You should know this is how. These are points about how to do this. The other thing is, you make sure you save, and whenever and until it's time to do an actual event, you hold on to things for it. Like the Districts Challenge, you hold on to your blueprints. The Charm Challenge, you hold on to your hearts and your headbands. The Intimacy Challenge, you hold on to your rings, earrings, hearts. The trick to all of these is, and doing this well, is making sure that you're saving. So, keep playing the game, keep working your way up, make sure you're doing your banquets. I can't tell you how important the banquets are, because look, here's, okay, just a few boxes, but in these, and all I did, I do not spend diamonds to join banquets. I always use the 1,000 gold, and yet, here's 2 gold packs. What do we get for that? Well, vitality potions. Okay, here's another gold pack. That's an energy potion. Pack 3. Oh, look, 2 earrings. Oh, look, epic skill books. Do you know, I have almost 2,500 epic skill books waiting for blue books to go along with them. Hey, look, there's 5 earrings. There's more energy potions, which means we can take more airs and move them up faster for the air challenges. We just finished the air challenge, and I did win. But I still have 226 energy potions. I didn't burn out everything in there. I hold things. I hold on to companions, to companion shards, to earrings, to all of this. Now, I do want to cover one more thing. Dungeon Descent. Dungeon Descent has made it possible for people to go through and get earrings. Oh, I'm sorry, it's all gone. You get wedding rings, you get bouquets for every level, and you get pieces of companions. So what do you need to do? Well, I'm at the end of the dungeon, so we don't need any of that. But this shop, now, I know that a lot of people like to point out that the 90% off for these is cheaper than the $5.99 intimacy event. And that's important. And you should indeed, every time you see 90% on those, you should pick them up. You can do the same thing for Charm if you'd like. But your goal here is to get all the companions. All of the companions. And when we're picking up 10 shards a day, every day, And then we're getting rewards from our events, where we're going to get, here's some extra exquisite chalices, so you can go to the summoning stone. There's the server challenges, where you can go to the summoning stone and get this. The simple fact is, there's no good reason for you not to have whichever champion's companion outside of the new ones. But any of the originals, including Lycanus, if you want them, you can build them up, and you can build them up fairly quickly. If you clear the descent, which I believe is either on a 2 or 3 day, it might be 3 days. Actually, I think it is 3 days. Every 3 days, that's 20 shards a week. Well, even the most expensive companions are 60 shards. That means in the course of a month, you should be able to get at least one. So if you pick one, and you can't win any events, and you can't win in Valley of Conquerors, and you can't win anything. See, why do I point out Valley of Conquerors? Yes, you need to play that if you're free to play. But you want to be on the merit board so that you're getting the exquisite chalices. See, even if you end up in last place and you're one of the worst players, you get 8 free champion things. So every week you can get 28 companion shards for very minor effort. And it's not that hard to stay. See, you don't have to be first in the merit board on this to get the best prize. You can be in the top 5. Well, look at that. If you're in the top 5 at the end of the event, you'll get the maximum shards, which at that point, you've got 20 shards from here. It's not crazy. You can realistically have 40 shards every single week. 40 companion shards. And then, since you had 40 pulls, now this is the important piece. You can go in here and you've made 40 pulls. That means that you can pull 20 more shards. Do you know what you just did? In a single week, if you can top the merit board, you can finish your dungeon descent, you can finish, and you come and use your charms here. It is possible every single week to get a 60-piece champion. And most of them aren't 60. Let's see, Tidestorm, which is something you're going to need. See, I'll be talking about that soon. Tidestorm's only 48. Fulgur's 60. It's all a matter of what do you want? Who do you want to get? The Lion's Stone is only 48. That means you can have Lion's Stone in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks of your account have their companion. Yeah, it means to do the dungeon descent, you have to get through chapter 8.1 in the campaign. But you know what? Most people are able to get through that in the first week. So you can do this. You can be free to play. Save your diamonds. Spend them on things that will help your account grow. That's building your companions, building their intimacy. Because the biggest thing that you need are your companions pushing out mythic heirs. Anytime I want to hit that button, for every single one of these, I get, there's a courting bouquet. I've got 48 mythic champions as soon as I want them. Because I have the energy potions to pull them straight up. I can do this. You can do it too. So who do you want? Which of the original champions do you want the most? Now, please note, you can't get Lume. She's not an original champion. Scorching Fire, Nas, and Strixbane, they're all not original champions. So right now we don't have an easy way to farm them. We have the pull events, which is one of the reasons I tell people, hold on to your summoning stones until you have these events come up. Then you have the best chance to get this. And ideally, you'll be able to do at least 150 pulls. Now, right now, I can only do 40. So maybe I'd be better off not to push into that event. Because these events keep coming back. We've already found out and verified that. There are multiple servers who have the Scorching Fire event for the second time. So you don't have to panic and rush. When you get the next opportunity, hold your diamonds, hold your summoning stones, and use them on the event you want. Now, my advice, there's only 2 of the new ones that are worth the big push, and that's Lume and Strixbane. Anyway, now, beyond all of this, you want to be good at free-to-play. Get in here and get your districts up. The more gold you're generating, the more higher you'll be able to take your champions. Because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't stay cheap. It is 40 million. 40 million to go from level 400 to 401. And then it is 51 million to go from 401 to 402. It is not cheap to level up. It's not. So if you think you're building up enough gold, you aren't. Now, there's one more thing I want to cover in this one. Because this is, I'm going to call this your coins to help. When you do the expedition, here, at this portion, when you're doing these expeditions, you're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted to pull the headbands. You're going to be tempted to go for diamonds. There are 20 diamonds in there. But they give you 8 blue books. And everybody I speak to at the higher levels, they don't need more diamonds. They're still struggling with gold. But most of all, they can never have enough blue books. There are never enough blue books. And those 8 blue books, you can't match it in the store. First off, it's an arena store item. Yeah, you can buy them, but there are 5 books for 80 arena points. That means you need 800 arena points to buy all 10 of the books. That gets you 50. Well, you only get 20 arena points per win. That's it. All you get is 20 arena points per win. That means each one of these costs you 4 victories in the arena. And that would mean that you need to be able to buy a ticket. The arena tickets are 100 diamonds apiece. That 20 diamonds that you can get in the expedition doesn't touch the value of the blue books. So as hard as it is for you, because I'll tell you, I want to hit that diamond. But if you want your account to get stronger, you need to be pulling the blue books. It's just that simple. Oh, the Dungeon Descent in the store. I told you, it's a given. you buy it at 90% off. But there's 100 earrings that do 2 intimacy each. At 80%, at 90%, it's cheaper than any other access point. The intimacy is cheaper there. At 80%, it's within 2 or 3 intimacy points of value to the $5.99 intimacy pack. That means you're not paying much more than the intimacy packs if you buy the 80% ones too. And if you're buying both, you're going to build up earrings pretty quick. This has been the Oncoming Storm. I want you to grow. I want you to be strong. I want you to be able to do this and have fun with the game. Because you know what? The most fun you're going to have with the game is if you're going in there and winning. So what do you need to do? You need to be growing your companions. And that needs to be your primary focus. You need to be getting your prisoners every time, as often as possible. You need to be doing every banquet. And you can do all of this with minor pieces of time in your day. This has been the Oncoming Storm. Go out there and win.